Hey guys, what is up? Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I'm going to be transforming this master bathroom into something that is way better than this.
You are watching DIY by Niky Foster.
I was so inspired to just go ahead and do my master bathroom. It has definitely been on my list of things to do for quite a while. Like, you guys have lit the fire under me. I am like so ready to do this. I'm excited to share with you and I hope that you're going to like it. Without further ado, let's get into this. Bam.
If you are not following me on IG, find me at It's Nicole Foster. I will be hosting a giveaway of this pampas grass and the details will be available there after this video goes live. And here are a few before images of my build-a-grade bathroom. As you can see, it's very boring. There's no personality. It is just blah. One of the other questions that I got on the channel was, what kind of flooring do I have? As you can see, I have vinyl flooring on the floor. It is not tile. It looks like tile, but it is not. Here is the cabinet, and as you can see, there is like a bit of worn compared to the regular oak. And like kind of some buildup. This one here is like, you could totally tell on that one, it's like super white. So it is day one, which is my prep and painting day. I start by taking everything out of the bathroom so it is nice and clear for me. This includes hardware that's installed in the walls and outlet covers as well.
Hi, can you see me? Sometimes when the drill does not want to cooperate, like with this one, I have to go get a regular Phillips. So now I'm just gonna do it manually because it was hard to really get into the angle of this. So I just finished taking out all the outlets and stuff and I put it all in the bag. It makes the reassembly process way easier. Moving on to painting, woohoo!
I use a lightweight plastic drop cloth to cover the mirror, and I'm also using frog tape. I'm somebody who's prone to dripping paint all over the place, so this saves me from having to clean up any accidental messes. By now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Behr paints. The color I'm using for my bathroom is called Polar Bear. It is a white paint, but it also has just a touch of cream in it. I know it sounds extremely specific, but white paints are very different. This paint looks great in any room of the house. If you are someone who likes a brighter white, but not too stark, this is a great option. I'm using something called a handy painter to paint an outline at the top of the ceiling and along the sides of the walls. It is another one of my go-tos for painting. I just love how smooth it paints the walls. The Polar Bear color is the same color I painted in my bedroom. You don't have to match your master bedroom and your master bathroom, but I decided to because I am going to be doing a contrasting wall. Not only that, it also brightens up small rooms and rooms without windows.
So what I found when I am painting white over a darker color, I found that I had to go over a few areas, you know, sometimes just to make sure that the coat is nice and even. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar when you see some paint and it look like splotchy. That's what I don't want. Just keep going to clean that up. And then I'm gonna go and paint the other half wall. I'm so excited to see what it looks like. I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time because I have never done a super dark color before. When I do like choose like a darker color that's like a little bit more bold, I'll go like a shade lighter. This time I went full on. So like, we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck.
Because I am painting a very dark color, I am using frog tape to tape up the ceiling. Lord knows I did not want to make a mistake and get the ceiling with the color black and have to paint the whole ceiling over. That just was like not on my to-do list. So frog tape actually helped me out and I did not get any paint on the ceiling at all.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I was like procrastinating because I'm scared to mess up anything because of the black paint. Normally I stick to like super light color so I can like fix it or clean it up if I needed to. I love how it's looking so far though. Like, don't get it wrong, I'm loving how it's looking, but like, I just want to say. So my bathroom is in my master bedroom, so I'm just gonna turn this off.
I removed the light fixture so that I could paint above the mirror. This is one of my pro tips, even though this is like a DIY channel. Professionals would not leave the previous color behind light fixtures unpainted, and I basically try to mimic what the professionals do. So if they're not gonna leave it unpainted, I'm not going to either.
Hey guys, what's up? Today is day 2 of my bathroom makeover. So for today, I am just gonna clean the cabinets.
For the cabinets, I'm using my favorite DIY cleaning spray. A lot of people have asked me in the comments what the recipe is, so here is a picture of it. Like I mentioned before, I have used other cleaning solutions in the past for cabinets, and this one just works the best in my opinion. Another one of my go-to products is the scouring side of the sponge. I buy these at Dollar Tree. They come with 6 in a pack, and they're such a good buy, and they work really well. If you hadn't noticed, I did not remove the cabinet doors, and that's because I'm not going to paint these this time. I'm actually just going to leave them as is, and I'm going to restore them.
I know it doesn't look like a lot, but see all that? That all came from the cabinet, all that buildup. I accidentally drilled the wrong spot, so I'm gonna be filling that with some wood filler, and I'm hoping that it like blends in really nicely. I'm just gonna be cutting the top off just a little bit, just to make a hole. Basically what I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna squeeze it in there. So it looks really good. It actually matches really, really well. Okay, I'm actually gonna take just a little bit more, just to make sure. I'd rather it be a little bit overdone than have to like come back and redo it. Okay, so that's it. The hole is filled. I didn't even sand it down yet, and you can't even see it. This is the golden oak, and this basically is gonna restore the color. It's really not that off. It actually looks really good so far.
When I look for products to use, most of the time I do prefer the ease of use. So when I came upon Restore Finish, I really wanted to try it out. The directions seemed pretty simple, saying just to wipe it on with a cloth and then wipe it off with a dry cloth. My cabinets had minimal wear, just like a little bit of discoloration, and that's basically what I needed, a quick and easy restore. So this product worked for me, and I actually do recommend it. So here I am at Lowe's looking for a cheap piece of wood. I had something else I was going to use, but Lowe's will not cut your items from home. I did end up finding the perfect piece of pine for my project that was only about $8.70. It was 48 inches long and 8 inches in depth. I brought it over to the wood cutting area, and one of the employees cut it in half for me. This is a great resource if you are looking for a specific size of wood to be cut, but you don't own a saw or you just don't want to cut it yourself. Please note that they only cut straight cuts and they will not cut any angles. Back at home, I did use the Restore Finish on the raw wood. I did not want to use stain because I did not want to worry about drying time. Also, I did like the raw wood color, but I wanted just a hint of the oak to match the oak cabinets. I did use the same method as I used on the cabinets, wiping it on with a cloth and then just wiping it off with a dry one. I paid close attention to the edges, as that is the part that's going to stand out when someone walks into the bathroom.
It's fantastic. It adds like a nice golden color.
And this is just a side-by-side look at the difference the Restore Finish made. And then I just finished the second shelf and I set it aside for later.
Last night I had an epiphany.
I had gotten a lot of comments about the hardware from the other bathroom makeover video. Why didn't I change it? Why didn't I spray it? So I decided that I'm going to give it a try in this bathroom. I'm going to be spray painting the hardware, and the first step that I'm going to be doing is sanding everything down to make sure it's super clean. The second step is using a cleaning solution as well as water to rinse away any particles. I do repeat this on all the hardware in the bathroom, but just showing it on a few surfaces as an example. Once it all dries, I tape around the edges. I do the shower first so I have access to the sink, which I will show briefly later on in the video. When you are taping, it is important to get as close to the hardware as possible. It's hard to tape in a circle, so I do go ahead and rip small pieces of frog tape and apply it to any areas that are still showing white. Here are a few up close examples of what it should look like when you are done taping. This part is tedious, but it is essential so you don't get spray paint all over your shower. I don't think anyone wants to know what it takes to clean that up. Use a drop cloth to cover the bathroom shower up. Make sure to put a drop cloth around and above the shower head as well. I do rip a hole so that the hardware parts can be exposed, and then I tape around that hole again so the shower walls do not get spray paint. And finally, I did reuse an old shower curtain liner because I am going to be tossing it out anyway. And this is just a brief look at what everything should look like once it's all covered up. I'm using an automotive primer. I chose the gray so that when I go back over it with black, I know that I covered over each part of the hardware. There were a few tiny pieces of debris that had settled onto the primer layer, so I am using the 320 grit sandpaper and very lightly going over those areas. And this is the Home Depot tack cloth. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of tack cloth to remove any flyaway particles. Then I apply a second coat of primer and wait another 30 minutes. I am using the Rust-Oleum Satin Spray Paint in black. It is important to spray an even coat so that there are no drip marks. I do 3 coats of this, allowing 30 to 40 minutes of drying time in between. This is what it looks like after the spraying has been completed. I let it stay like this for 24 to 48 hours. The next day I took the drop cloth off the shower. I still didn't use it, but I just took the drop cloth off. I was meticulous in removing the frog tape using a blade to cut just around the edges. So I wanted to be transparent about the spray paint. When I took the drop cloth out of the tub, I realized spray paint particles had settled on the edges. It did wipe off pretty easily, so I was able to use a combination of bleach and OxiClean to scrub the tub and get it back to white. So I have my anvil tile cutter. This is perfect for ceramic tiles. It's super easy to use. If you have not seen my last bathroom makeover video, I explain in detail how to use it. So you can check that out if you're interested. I made a mark on the wall with pencil for where I wanted to end the subway tiles. I start with a half subway tile. The cut edge is towards the wall so that when we're grouting, it can cover up any of the imperfections. And now I'm just going to be using a spreader so that I can apply some adhesive to the wall. And next I'm going to be using a trowel to create groove lines on the wall. This helps the subway tiles to stick better. I am going to be creating a video talking about subway tiles in more detail, so make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it. And now I apply the subway tiles in a brick formation. I place 1/8 inch tile spacers in between each tile so that the spacing is nice and even. Originally, I was actually going to go up a little bit higher with the tiles, but looking at it, and especially looking back from like the entrance of the bathroom, this is a good place for me to stop because I wanted the black to really give like a moody wow factor. So I am going to just stop the tiles right here. To finish off the top of the tiles, I am going to be using a different kind of tile. It is like a subway tile, but it is more of a finished look. So if you look at the top of this, it has like more of a smoother edge versus if you look at the top of regular subway tile, the edge on it is really thick. So this offers that nice clean finish, and it is like more of a professional finish. So if you look at some of like high-end bathroom inspiration, this is gonna be what they're finishing off the top of the tiles with if they're doing a half wall. The finishing tile is called a bullnose tile. These are a little bit more expensive than the subway tiles at 71 cents or 79 cents each. Although it is more, to get a professional finish, it is worth it, especially since this whole bathroom is about $500 anyway. So far so good, guys. I'm excited. Now I'm gonna get started on this wall. I have to get like behind the toilet, so I'm about to work some magic here. Thank goodness I did not have to figure out how to take apart a toilet. My hand was able to squeeze in the back. Okay, so I just pressed the tile back here. I just slid it back in the back of the toilet. I did not get to use any spacers because it's really tight back here with my hand, but that's basically it. And this is just a quick look at what the tiles look like behind the toilet. And then I just go ahead and finish tiling the other side of the wall so that I can put the finishing touches on it. Now I'm able to put my outlet cover in. For grouting, I am using bright white. I chose this color because it is easier to hide any imperfections. I also thought about the future homeowners of my current home. If they're not into like the black wall, then they could always paint it and the subway tiles will match whatever future color awaits. Okay, so right here, see how there's still like gaps? It's right above. I can't really put my hand down there with the grout and then be able to wipe it off. So I'm actually gonna go get some of that ceramic tile caulk. This ceramic tile caulk looks just like the grout color with the same consistency. And then I just go ahead and use white caulk for any corners and crevices in the bathroom. When I was grouting, a little bit had got on the walls and it was very noticeable, so I am just going over with frog tape to tape up the tiles. Then I use a foam brush to touch up any areas with the black paint. On day 4, I got started by spray painting the sink. I had used the same method I did with the shower, 2 coats of primer with 30 minutes of drying time in between, and also 3 coats of black spray paint, also with 30 minutes of drying time in between. Please note I am walking in and out of the room for breaths of fresh air. The windows are open and there is a fan going as well. If you plan to do this, make sure your area is well ventilated. And this is a little trick I did for my sink so that I can remember not to use it. This light fixture is kind of dated. That wavy, whimsical does not work for me. This one has been glitching for a while, so hopefully nothing's wrong with it as far as the electricity. To install the lights, I went down to the electrical panel and made sure the electricity in the bathroom was still turned off. I connected the ground wires together, which is the 2 copper colored wires, then the 2 black wires get connected together, and then the 2 white wires get connected together. When they're all connected, the electrical caps go on the cords and get tucked into the electrical box in the wall. Now I go back to the electrical panel. This time I'm turning it into the on position. Now I go back upstairs to make sure the lights are working.
Here's the moment of truth. Yay! Mommy did it!
Here I am applying the hexagon floor tiles. I am literally peeling the back off and then sticking it to the floor. I am not applying grout this time around, so I am placing each tile right up against the one next to it. These are called luxury vinyl floor tiles. The brand is Style Selections at Lowe's. If there are any tiles that aren't aligning 100%, you can lift it up and re-stick it down. After you're good with one tile, move on to the next. For peel and stick tiles, your floors must be clean and in good condition, meaning there should be no water damage or lifting. I will be doing a separate video on this so I can give step-by-step detailed instructions. For areas against the wall or tub, you need to measure and then cut it in a straight line. To tile around the toilet without having to remove the toilet, I created a template out of paper. The paper, placing it down, and so it fits this part out and then cutting it out. See, and it fits right in here. Then I use caulking strips to hide any imperfections by the tub and walls. This caulking strip already comes with adhesive on the back, so it's really easy to use, and you can also use scissors or a box cutter to cut it to the size you need. Remember the shelves from earlier in the video? Well, now I'm going to attach brackets to them. I use a ruler to make sure the brackets are the same distance apart on both sides and on both shelves. Then I went to the Goodwill to pick up a frame for this picture that my husband took years ago in Paris. This was the look that I was going for, so I actually bought 2 frames.
Alright y'all, I'm back after that fiasco with the frame. So I had to do some surgery on it.
One of my final touches is this roll of flexible trim that I got from Amazon to apply to the mirror. You simply cut it with scissors and stick it onto the mirror. This is what my master bathroom looked like before. It was a simple build-a-grade bathroom, very boring. And here's what my master bathroom looks like now. Guys, I'm so excited about this bathroom makeover. As you can see before, there was just no personality to it. It was very lackluster and plain. And now it's fresh and has that luxurious hotel feel. And before, the vinyl flooring was just so boring. And now the peel and stick tiling really brightens up the space. I was leaning towards trying the black floor tiles, but I did decide to go with the regular Grecian marble instead, since I was doing a black wall, which worked for me because I wanted to keep the space nice and bright. The majority of the room is white with the black accents from the wall paint, the hardware, and a few other elements like the picture frames and the tissue basket. I added warmth to the room with gold accents from the picture frames, which I was able to salvage, thank God. The shelves offer warmth as well as the decorative elements that I placed on them. I ended up repurposing a lot of those elements from different places in the house, and they just work better in the bathroom. I did end up changing the shower curtain rod and hooks as well. I think it does balance out the space really nicely and gives it a really good luxury vibe. This bathroom does not look like it was $500 or on a $500 budget at all, but it definitely was. Here is the price list of everything I bought. I was on a $500 budget, but I did go over just a little, which is not bad considering everything. I will be sure to link everything in the description box below, so you guys take a look at those links. I would love to know your thoughts on this master bathroom makeover. As always, if I had inspired you in any way, please like, share, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff. I am all up in that comment section, so don't hesitate to ask me any questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.